I'm Matt Roberts. I was Elise's husband. I was a financial advisor. Now do that really for 1 day a week, and the other 4 days are spent raising money for the Christie Hospital in Manchester. I met Elise when I worked for Barclays. She was very focused and she had some fight about her. You know, she was only 5'1", Elise, and with size 3 feet, so she was tiny, but she had a tremendous amount of fight. We saw each other we were together for nearly 10 years before we got married. Probably at the beginning of December, almost overnight, 3 pea-sized lumps came up, 2 on her abdomen, 1 at the top of her chest. She went to see the doctor. Doctor was convinced that they were cysts, but said that we should remove them routinely. So on the 15th of December, she went in to have them removed. On Christmas Eve, we got engaged, and then we went back to see the consultant on the 4th of January, and he confirmed that they weren't cysts, they were tumours. I remember Elise asking him the direct question, does that mean I've got cancer? And he said yes, but we don't know what you've got. When we went back on the 18th of January, we were told that she had malignant melanoma and that it was very serious. It was already at stage 4, and Elise asked him what that meant. He said that she'd possibly got between 6 and 12 months to live. It was really important to me to make this film for a number of reasons: to highlight the importance of critical illness cover, to highlight the work that Bright Grey do in support of patients, and also to raise money for the Christie Hospital.
The Christie is a fantastic organisation. It's Europe's leading cancer centre and provides treatment to over 14,000 new patients a year. I think people don't realise that 1 in 3 people will get cancer and 1 in 5 people still die from cancer, and that absolutely anyone can get cancer. You know, you don't have to have been a smoker, a drinker, or not participated in exercise. Absolutely anyone in the world can get cancer.
After she was diagnosed, I think she did an incredibly selfless thing. Elise decided to try and help people that found themselves in as desperate a position as her, and she set up an appeal to raise £1 million for the Christie Hospital in Manchester. For us, we were very lucky. We had that cover in place. Bright Grey were fantastic. The service they offered was fantastic. Paying the money out quickly helped us immensely. They were, to us, incredible. We managed to get married during that period, which was fantastic, and that gave us a focus. It gave Elise a focus other than her illness, and not to be constantly talking about cancer and hospitals and chemotherapy and treatment. That money enabled us to make the very best of the situation that we were in. Critical illness cover gives you a choice. It gives you a choice. I saw people in the hospital when I was in there with Elise who couldn't afford to stay with their loved ones. And that's a terrible thing. You know, if you've got to leave your loved one behind, especially a child, because you've got to go back to work and you can't afford to be there with your loved one, that's a terrible situation to be in. And the critical illness cover stops you having to be in that position. It gives you a choice. And with me, I was able to take 12 months off and spend all my time with Elise.
The Helping Hand service works in whatever way the customer needs it to work. So particularly for Mark and Elise, they were undergoing a lot of treatment and a lot of appointments at different hospitals at that time.
It gives you a medical person, somebody who is in contact with you, who will go away and do research for you, who is just there to do exactly what it says, to give you a help and to give you a hand. The Bright Grey Helping Hand service is inbuilt into Bright Grey's policies. The probably misconception is that it is an add-on benefit, but it is part of all of their policies, and it's such a valuable part.
The Helping Hand service for her was all about regularity of contact, of emotional support, and somebody who was there for her at whatever, not just for her actually, for her and Mark, whatever time of day and night they needed her.
I would like people to see this film and think long and hard about our situation and to put themselves in our shoes and to see whether financially they could cope with that. For me now, I'm fortunate enough, and a lot of that is down to Bright Grey, to be able to spend my life doing something to help people who need help. And a lot of people aren't in that position, so I think in a lot of ways I'm very fortunate. It's come at a huge price because I've lost Elise, and you know, she's not here every day. But I hope that continuing to do what she started, I can continue to help other people that are as desperately poorly as she was, and that going forward will be my driver. I myself work for a financial organisation, and it is incredibly refreshing how professional and well trained your team are. They were outstanding in their sensitivity when my husband initially rang up with the news of my diagnosis. They gathered the information efficiently, which is a real skill when you are dealing with customers' emotions. They listened, questioned at the right time, and always made you feel you were not just another case or call. I genuinely cannot thank you and your team enough, and I hope this email goes some way in noting how much myself and my husband appreciate the way our case was dealt with.